Supreme Court just passed a ruling that impacts the Voting Rights Act, what it means to you and me, right here, right now on the Ujamaa Network. There are no coincidences. This vote primarily affects how Americans, particularly African Americans, vote. With race being excluded from the discussion when it comes to drawing these redistrict lines, you go after the very group of people who voted against this administration in overwhelming numbers. In addition to over 300,000 African American women who were the largest demographic of people who voted against this administration, 300 to 400,000 of them lost their jobs. Now they're losing their power, their voice in Congress, or actually the vote to put people in Congress. So it never happens again that you can vote against them. Again, no coincidence. The only demographic to vote in as high as numbers as the African American women were African American men. And in so doing, we're also seeing signs on the other side of the aisle. All elected black Republicans within the party are losing their seats in this term. That's it. They're either running for different offices or they're being run out of town. This is not a coincidence. We're going to see the Republican Party continue to be the homogenous unit that it is. I don't think there's any going back from this. And what that means for our district lines, continued fights from here on out. There's just no getting around it. This is going to be an every year thing, despite these district lines supposedly having impacts that last up to 10 years. Once they're drawn, they stick around for 10 years, guaranteeing that whoever's in Congress, when the dust settles, stays in Congress. It's just that simple. What does that look like in Congress? Well, let's take a look. Redistricting realigns voting lines. We've already determined that. Let's talk about Congressman Burgess Owens. This is the lone black male Republican of the state of Utah, one of four black Republicans in Congress in the House of Representatives. He's retiring. Why? Because his district has been redistricted to a Democrat-leaning district. And because of the Supreme Court ruling, there's not going to be a challenge to that. So he's out of there. And as I said, there are three other black Republicans. The number was only four. We go from 4 to 0 this election cycle. Not in the future. It's over. No black male Republicans in Congress. Byron Donaldson, another firebrand for the Trump administration. He's not running for any office. He's just out of there. Now, I believe there was a conversation of maybe him running for governor of the state, but it was being told by his own party member, Jay Collins, that he would, the lieutenant governor of Florida, he would probably lose to a Democrat. And as a result, like it or lump it, for him, he's out of there with no plans to run for re-election for his House seat, which he would probably lose given the current climate here. Then we have what's going on in Texas. Congressman Wesley Hunt, who, like Jasmine Crockett, ran for a Senate seat in the state of Texas. Both Jasmine Crockett, the Democrat, and Wesley Hunt lost in their primary race for that seat. It's a wrap. So that's 3 out of 4 that are gone. One due to retiring, one just not running, and one that just got primaried. And rounding out the 4 is Congressman John James, who is running for governor in the state of Michigan. He's 44 years old, former military officer, and he's been in that seat since 2023. So what that means is that 4 representatives, black male representatives in the House of Representatives, are no longer going to be there. We've got retiring, not running, primaried, and running for governor as reasons why these individuals are leaving Congress. But that doesn't tell the entire story. The ruling and the optics going together makes it look like Project 2025 has done its its thing. And DEI has affected the House of Representatives. There's no getting around it. You can splice it up the way you want to fit your own narrative, but just looking at it, it just doesn't seem like that anything in the last 20 years has been accomplished other than the purgings of black people from the House of Representatives.